Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Meeple Empire. I'm GAR, and as you can see, I have someone here a lot more attractive than Palmer, who has been MIA the last couple weeks. And with New York Comic Con coming up, I didn't want to fall too far behind with content. So I figured we'd do something a little bit different this episode. I wanted to talk female gamers, and when I started thinking out loud about that, and outside of board gamers, Alexandria D came to mind. She has her own Twitch stream. She's fairly active with Overwatch, I believe is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of wanted to take an opportunity just to talk female gamers, female gaming, and all things female in the industry per se, because you're also a voice actress, you're an actress, a model, you kind of come to us from a lot of different creative fronts. I think the first thing that I wanted to do was, before we get going, let's talk a little bit about your geek cred. So let's talk a little bit about your geekdom. Tell me about what you got going on geek-wise and gaming-wise.
Well, geek-wise and nerd-wise, right now, my main game is Overwatch. Like, it's been every chance that I can get, I'm playing it. And it's pretty fucking fun. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how awesome Overwatch is. Any other games I've played, a lot of them are kind of old school. Like, I've played Sly Cooper, Kingdom Hearts, like, a lot of the basics, like, the cornerstones of gaming, pretty much. When it comes to board games, I've played a game called Sentinels. Not sure if a lot of people know what that is. It's a pretty fun game. What you do is there's good guys and bad guys. You're all good guys, and you all have to work to fight against this one bad guy. No one actually plays the bad guy. It's just a card in the middle set up, and you all fuck him up. It's pretty fun. You don't have to hate each other as much like if you're playing Monopoly or some shit, so...
Challenge accepted.
I mean, seriously, she's like, what the fuck was that bullshit?
Rage Fit Table Quip, man. Monopoly. Destroying families for millennia.
I still don't talk to my brother.
So, I mean, that's pretty solid. That being said, like, what are your experiences? Do you have any, like, creative outlets that you're using that you've allowed your interactions with gaming to influence, per se?
Well, I only recently just started Twitch, so I don't really have much of an influence when it comes to there. But I know, like, with a lot of, like, my personal photography and stuff, I like to use, like, fantasy type elements and things. And one of the next shoots that I'm going to do, spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't know my stuff, we're actually going to do Infamous Second Son themed shoot. And it's going to be really fucking cool. Because if you played the game, you saw how cool, like, all the lights and everything, how amazing it is. And it's a really well done game, especially for a game that's kind of old, but it's still really cool. And I was really excited to try and get started on something like that because it would kind of just show, I don't know, off topic. But anyway, back to the point. I do that a lot, fair warning. I kind of just drabble on. So if you need to pull me back, be like, hey bitch, back the fuck up, come back here. So honestly, I don't think I have that much influence yet. That's why I'm trying to grow everything. So I feel like my main influence will probably be like Twitch, like showing everybody, like, I'm sure there's plenty of other ones already, like Diana Brooks, if you haven't seen her already. She's awesome. Check her out on Twitch. But, like, girls are gamers. Girls are just as angry and loud and annoying as every other guy who likes to play games. We like to swear and we rage and we like to play, and we also play well.
I've heard her swear. It's pretty cool. That's just me, though.
I don't swear that much, like the fuck, man.
So, yeah. And your Twitch username is?
I think it's just Alexandria D, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I didn't change it to anything fancy.
Okay, so Alexandria D, if you guys want to give her a view, watch her rage and, throw bags of dicks at the world.
All the fucking
as
dicks
we
everywhere.
do, all the dicks everywhere. Fuck you,
you get a
fuck
dick,
you,
get
fuck
a dick,
you.
you get a dick, everyone gets a dick.
She's a woman after my own heart. So, I mean, normally our regular structure, we would kind of go over cinema and books and board games and kind of the whole smorgasbord. Again, I wanted to kind of focus this more on a woman's perspective on the industry and actually have someone here who had a strong opinion. So we're gonna take a strong opinion and we're gonna branch this into something near and dear to my heart. We're gonna enter JR's mature minute. So for JR's mature minute,
I'm
I
scared.
wanted to pull out this lovely zombie tramp, and we are currently in the October month. I was gonna go a different route, but I wanted everyone to kind of feast your eyes on Mendoza's work. I generally have Palmer here, and with Palmer, I can't really talk about my mature minute. Now, in this, we're not going to discuss what's in the pages, because everyone who knows me knows I buy it just for the artwork, usually. Now, Zombie Tramp, I do read. So, I mean, this particular piece of art kind of has like an Asian aesthetic. Anyone who knows me knows I love dud things, but what would you give me your perspective? What's your take on the artwork? Are you offended by anything like this?
No. Free the nipple, guys. Show your nipples everywhere. Personally, I don't really think it's a big deal. It's a different color tone of skin on a person's chest. Everybody has them. It doesn't matter. It's artwork. Like,
well, not for nothing else, but with this cover, it gives a whole new meaning to getting fingered. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Whole new meaning to getting fingered there.
Fuck yeah, it's hilarious.
So.
Oh my god.
But I've kind of always wanted to know. I know that there's been some how do you say, interesting conflict behind the scenes as to how the mature minute was received out there by the broader spectrum. Palmer will always say, if you want me to buy something, just put someone topless on it.
Sells.
He's used that as a successful marketing employee for me for a long time now. But, that being said, it's nice to see a woman's perspective. There are some other artists, again, I kind of feel bad. I want to bring them to the forefront. Nen Chang is one of them. There's a couple other. We have some books that are releasing in October. All that information will be coming hopefully within the next couple weeks. Because again, I want to get it out there. I want to show some love to some other creators out there who are doing good things and have beautiful work. Now you draw as well.
Yeah. Like a jack of all trades.
Well, that being said, like there was a discussion that had come up not that long ago between me and Palmer, and I was really discussing, just the way that a female artist approaches drawing, the female form and drawing nudity. And, I find that, like, when you look at a lot of the artwork, like Nen Chang as an example, when you look at a lot of the artwork, you can clearly tell the difference between a female artist and a male artist. And I mean, that being said, what are your thoughts on that? Do you have like any criticisms?
A little bit.
Does that what would be, if I was to show you a piece of a male's portrayal of something you've done, let's say you've modeled something, and we had a male artist and a female, let's go in there and say, I want you to take this photograph and present me your interpretation through this other medium. What would be your criticisms? What would be your thoughts of the male representation versus the female representation based solely on your experiences with the different types of art that's out there now?
Me personally, I'm fine with nudity and everything, but I do understand that women are crazy hypersexualized when it comes to pretty much everything. Like, I mean, just look at the comics. Like, all these girls are supposed to be super strong and muscly and toned, but then they still have quadruple D titties, skinny waists, and thick thighs and ass. Like, it doesn't look muscular. Like, the only girls with crazy muscles and huge tits are usually just fake. So, nobody naturally looks like that. So, it's just kind of weird. But I will always see when a guy draws a girl, it's like extra curvy, extra big in all the right places, because, you can't be big in other places, then you're fucking gross. But that's just my opinion. And I don't know, when I see it, I'm like, okay, whatever, it's nudity. But I do understand that guys will look at me through that lens. Like, they'll be like, oh, she got tits, she got an ass. Or like when I went to Comic-Con, I dressed up as Nightwing. So I'm sitting there in like a skin-tight suit. I saw plenty of guys just like walking by because, not to brag, I have an ass. It's pretty nice. So seeing a skin-tight suit, I knew people were going to walk by, but it's still kind of annoying knowing that guys look at you just through that. Not like, wow, that's a wicked awesome costume. It's like, damn, look at her ass.
I don't know. I kind of have some feelings on that.
Say them.
Well,
it's okay.
No, there's
I only punch you a little bit.
There's a podcast that I listen to called Anonymous Tabletop, and they are a series of husbands and wives that basically talk all things gaming, but they're avid convention goers. Now, I just started doing conventions with my wife, and we did Boston Comic Con. She didn't actually cosplay it. She was kind of sad that she didn't. And we'll be traveling down to New York and doing New York Comic Con.
Jealous.
And she's put together, or she's working on an outfit now, and she's keeping it super secret squirrel from me. So I don't know what it is, but I can kind of... And again, I'm just as guilty. You know, you're walking through there. Sometimes you have a hard time differentiating. You know, you kind of get caught up in it. I don't really like the gawking. You know, yeah.
Picking up your jaw from the ground.
I kind of feel like it's different. Like if you're a world-class cosplayer and this is your career and this is what you're doing, I kind of think that it's like categorized a little bit differently. But if you're there as like, you know, just a fellow fan and like you've put your time and passion and love into these outfits, and I'm not gonna lie, we saw some risque
Didn't
versions.
we see a girl like just in a thong and like some leaves on her chest? She was supposed to be poison ivy, and she just wore like a very skimpy green thong and like two pretty much like pasties, and her skin was painted green. And I'm just like,
no, we definitely saw some of the risque. I think Starfire was another one. Starfire, she was there, and she almost had like the Borat going on.
That brings it back to how they're drawn, though.
Well, again, this is, they're taking what they see, they're bringing their embodiment to it. And really, you know, when my wife asked first about cosplay with her curiosity, her nerd cred isn't our nerd cred. When she first asked about cosplay, in my opinion, it's like I told her, like, I shouldn't say I told her, I explained to her, you need to find something that you identify. Because when you cosplay, like, you're bringing a persona. You're almost like you're leaving yourself and you're transcending into this persona, and you're bringing it. So, like, if people come up to you, like, I'm a strong supporter of the fact that consent is a thing. You know,
cosplay does not equal consent. You still gotta ask for pictures and touching.
Absolutely. Like, I am, you know, and not for nothing. Like, we were there. My friend, you know, I was there with my friend's, you know, teenage daughter. You know, you see all this thing, and you got those random people that think just because you took the time to dress like this, that's okay for me to do what I want or have my way with, and that is unfucking acceptable. Support that with no. If you do that, you deserve to get punched in the teeth. But, you know, that being said, like, and then I had this, and again, you know, if you viewed me, you know that I always, like, joke my wife's got a big ass, and she's Portuguese, like, it's there, like, you know, I didn't marry her for it, but it was definitely one hell of a bonus.
He knows what you're talking about.
But, you know, so this is my first time going to be showing with my wife that now I'm kind of on the flip side of that coin. Like, I'm used to walking up to couples and like, hey, you know what? Would you mind if I have a picture? And not, in all fairness, you know, if a couple comes cosplay together, I will generally try to take an image with the two of them. I don't try to single out. Yeah. But, so this will be my first time going where it'll be my wife on her own and people may be asking to take these pictures. So I'm going to get the feeling, I'm going to get to feel it from that side. Like, you know, wanting to knock someone's, you know, the taste out of their mouth.
Swear fucking God, man. Like, you'll be like 2 inches this far back, man. I'm going to fucking deck you.
Yeah, but it's like, so that'll be my first experience with that. But again, I mean, it's always, I think we take for granted, you know, when we don't have someone that's close or that, you know, we care about. Involved.
Can I make a Rick and Morty reference real quick?
Oh, you can have at it. The screen is yours, sunshine.
Did you just say granite?
Oh boy. It's not just Palmer. Shit will go south no matter who sits in that chair. I don't think it's him. I think it's the chair.
This chair is cursed for all who sit in it.
Oh boy. But,
sorry. Anyways, back to that.
No, like I said, it's nice to hear, like, kind of, and get that perspective, if you will. And consent isn't, you know, cosplay isn't consent. I don't know how not to drill that home. I mean, you were blessed, you're a very talented model and you do have a nice figure, and any of who have had the opportunity to work with you, and I've seen a lot of your images, a lot of your photography work. I will go ahead and say that you are just as skilled a photographer as you are a model.
Aww, thank you.
And again, you should definitely look her up, Alexandria D. She does do some beautiful work, both in front and behind the camera. Again, you do the outfits and you help bring other people's dreams to life. And that's another thing, as part of what we do and what I do aside from this, is taking that opportunity to bring out the cameras and try to bring these things. So for me, it's like full circle.
Yeah.
So New York Comic Con, it's either gonna be a really good experience, or you're gonna read in the news,
somebody got murdered.
Fat guy with loud mouth went on rampage. Something about the wife, I don't know. It could go very good.
He killed like 5 dudes, man. I don't know what the fuck
poorly.
happened. Some guy's whole inner anal cavity was just ripped out. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It could happen. It could happen. But no. Thank you very much for taking some time and coming to talk at my peeps. Before I do kind of cut it for the day here, I did want to just send some love and positivity. I know Puerto Rico kind of got beat up on a bit there for a while, and I do have some friends with family out there, and I've been part of seeing some different drives and whatnot to get some food and water out to them, which has come to fruition. We had a crazy white dude, because crazy comes in all colors, all religions, all everything.
Sadly. That
went, postal on a country concert last night. First of all, who the hell goes postal at a country concert?
It's country music.
Second of all, the asshole in me really wants to make a joke here. I really want to talk about, well, maybe if we just, fix the guy's truck, gave him an adopted dog.
Enough.
He wouldn't have gone, and honestly, for as much as I want to be that guy, I really can't. This is horrible. This is...
I think the count went up to 58 people dead.
Yeah, so this is at that point, that becomes the largest mass murder of its type in the United States history. And that's awful. And, my love and my positive vibage goes out to the families of people affected by this. I'm sure there will be Red Cross and there'll be other types of things out there to generate funds. I'm not sure how I will be getting involved, but if there is any way, I do have friends out there who I will be reaching out to, and if there's any way I can throw some love or help out there, I will be. People, come on, man. Everything I stand for, everything we stand for on this channel is art. It's escapism. It's just cinema, games, video games. These are places we go, to feel better about things we do to interact and create a social bond. I don't know, hug somebody. If you need a hug, fucking call me or some shit. I don't know, free hugs over here. If you want it from a Sasquatch, I'll take my shirt off. And maybe not that pretty, but shit happens.
If you're just no, then I'll be here. I can hug you.
She's a lot cuter than me, so preferred hugs from her. Equal opportunity, I'm here, I don't know. But,
some people like bears, it's fine.
And, there is a whole thing. Furries is a thing.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm kink shaming everybody right now.
But, no. So, again, love and positive vibage, guys. We as a community, depression is a thing. It's something I will probably be talking about in future episodes. I might do my own separate kind of personal channel to discuss depression and, how it affects pretty much everybody. The whole world is affected by it in some way, shape, or form. And I think that a dialogue needs to be opened. A dialogue needs to be made, and an outlet, to any of the friends of the show, again, just There's a suicide hotline out there. I'll put that inside the notes. Like, it's not that bad. Just think, when all else fails and you think you've hit rock bottom, you could be Trump. And that's a fucking thing. Okay? You know, you could be the angry orange. No matter what, at least we're not going to be the start of World War III. It's going to be that asshole. It's like two mental midgets going back and forth, him and Korea. But, again, like, all kidding aside, you know, reach out. There are outlets. There are hotlines. You know, everybody has a friend. Pick up a phone. Call your moms. You know, spread love and positive vibage. It takes more effort to hate than it does to care and just show a little bit of love to those around you. So, I mean, with that being said, before I tear up and shit, I'm gonna kill us here. Again, I want to thank Alexandra for taking the time out of her day and coming and joining me. I'm JR with Meeple Empire. This is Alexandria D on Twitch. Saying if you like what you see, please comment, rate, and or subscribe. I will catch you guys later.
Peace.